Hey there. I would like to show you this program I've been working on. It's called KataQuery. It is a dynamic freeform Gobon that KataGo gives an analysis to in real time. So you can move and drag the stones around, duplicate them, delete them, and so forth, and see what KataGo's analysis, how KataGo's analysis changes, which allows you to ask questions to KataGo, and it'll tell you what it thinks. You can also paint on the board, and you can also localize, so it allows you to kind of explore positions that are local to the stones on the board and won't give you stuff in the corner, and it'll create more dense visits around here too. So this is good for, Joseki or Sumigo, or just studying shapes. So that's the Gobon part of it. In addition to that, there is a code window that allows you to script the board. You're provided all of the information that KataGo receives about analyzes about this position whenever it changes. It's given you it runs your script and gives you a global variable K, which contains all the analysis information that KataGo has, surmised. And you can use that K, do a bunch of calculations on it, and mark up the board with it. That's the whole kind of idea of KataQuery. This one's a pretty simple script. All it shows you is move ranks. Let's do one of these. So it just shows you the move ranks, but it's connected to the GUI. This is just to show you kind of the thing you can do with it. I don't actually like this GUI too much. I'll have to, I'll have to play with it. But you can set thresholds and stuff, and anytime the GUI's changed, your script is called again, and it reanalyzes and so on and so forth. I'm going to show you a couple. That's about it. But I will show you a couple scripts that I've been messing with as I developed this to kind of test the ideas of analysis and so forth. Like, for example, if you just make a simple sort of calculation for yourself, then you're able to use this concept. I'm calculating a kind of thickness. You can use this concept on the board and sort of explore it to see what changes as the stones change on the board. Like, for example, this, but if there's, this is kind of a bad position for this ladder. Let's do a real ladder. Okay. So you can see this ladder. For some reason, this ladder is still kind of high, and that's because this stone is available to save it. So stuff like that. It doesn't have to be. The interesting thing is that this is a simple calculation, but KataGo's understanding of position and thickness and ownership and stuff is subtle. And I'll show you what I mean by that. If I bring up the territory here, you can see that KataGo believes that this will become territory eventually for white. So its understanding of how territory and the board is actually quite subtle, which allows you to make really simple calculations and explore the subtleties of KataGo's brain. I have a thing here that detects vital points. So if a move is better than other candidate moves by a certain gap, then it's a vital point. There is this silly one that sorts moves by moves that are worse than passing, and the moves that are 100 are the absolutely worst, the highest values. But you can see sort of the anti-moves here. which I found kind of interesting, that playing Tenjin here actually produces some moves that are, for white, that are worse than passing. So that's kind of interesting. And then finally, I want to show you, well, two things. This is sort of a visualization difference between this and other ones, is that it shows you by size, so you can still kind of see what's on the board, but see the weights of the moves against each other. And then I have this game that is sort of a experiment in the ability to kind of develop your own training program. So your own training system. It gives you 3 moves, and 2 of them are good. One of them's inferior, and you're supposed to avoid the bad one. It has a little score here. So there's just sort of like a, a bit of a, slightly interesting. As it gets more complicated, or you reduce the badness, it's a little harder to tell. So it's kind of testing and training your judgment. So anyway, that's the kind of thing that KataQuery is about. It's about asking KataGo's questions and probing its brain and kind of plucking information that he might know that nobody else does from KataGo's brain. And anyway, thanks for watching and sticking around with me. I'll have the code up in, I don't know, a couple of weeks or something. Take it easy.